We're now at part 4 of our 5-step process for a better morning routine. Now let me ask you something. What happens when your kids make you slow in the morning? You start getting a little snappy. What happens when you start getting snappy? You eventually end up probably saying something that you kind of wish you wouldn't say to your kids. Right? My job is to make sure that you say the right things to your kids. So with this section of our series today, it's the out-the-door part. We talked about the waking part, the pre-breakfast, the post-breakfast. Now we're getting ready to go out the door. And just like what I was talking about with the post-breakfast of having that series of 3 things. Like for me, like getting Aiden out the door in the morning. It's when we get to that final section, it's dogs in the kennel, lights are off, lock the door. Now there's little things that happen in there like putting his shoes on, putting his coat on, putting his back, that type of stuff. But it's pop, pop, pop. Because the other things naturally fall into the cycle in between. So what you have to think about is, what are those 3 little things that kind of get them in a sequence that they do every time? Again, that routine, especially if they're not a morning person, having that routine can be very advantageous for both of you. The other part of it, though, is if they're slacking, call them on it. Give them a timer. Here's your set time limit. All right. Now I know what you're thinking. I don't have to set a timer every day. You don't. You will. You may have to at first, or you probably will have to at first. But remember, once the routine is locked into place, it's autopilot. And that's our goal, is to make it autopilot. So set that timer, and it's like, when timer hits 0, you're going to lose something after school. All right? Decide what it is. Let them know ahead of time. They're going to balk about it. They're going to whine about it. Well, you are in control. All right? It goes back to that illusion of choice. You can either do the things that are required in your routine, or you can lose out. It is your choice. All right? And you might be amazed at the response you get with them when you give them that choice. All right? Because the kids, as long as they feel in control a little bit, they'll comply much better. If you give them no choice, they're a prisoner. Prisoners don't like to comply. All right? Give them that choice. They'll comply much better. So a little something for you to think about. Again, this is the 4th week of doing this. If you've been building up in those previous weeks, should have a pretty solid routine going already. If not, look back at the first 3 videos, see what you need to put into place. It can all be done at once, but it's easier to do it in sections. All right, and then next time we will talk about step number 5, all right, and then that will complete our series. Until then, I want to again thank you for being a conscious, caring, and concerned parent. My name is Ron Achenbach. Until next time.